Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've had many questions regarding, am I in school, am I not in school, what am I doing, because people look at me and they watch my videos and stuff and they're like, how come you're not in school? Or I post on my Instagram stuff and they're like, you're not in school right now. So I've had a bunch of questions regarding school stuff. So I kind of want to clear things up because I know you guys are probably like, what is she doing? So basically, what I'm doing is, or what I did because I already finished, is I did homeschool. There's many pros and cons with homeschool. I had many doubts on whether to do homeschool or not. I was very confused before I started homeschool because many people were telling me that you're not going to be with your friends or you're not going to interact with other people. And yeah, I was super indecisive, and my mom was kept on telling me like, do whatever you want. Like it was my option basically. So I'm gonna be telling you guys today my experience with homeschool and if it worked or it didn't. For me, I believe homeschool is one of the best things you can do because there's many pros. There's more pros than cons, and yes, there's cons a lot too because it's not the same being in school and being in your house. It's not the same learning from school and being in your house. You're probably, some people don't learn on their own and that's the bad thing, but there's also many pros. So I'm gonna be telling you reasons why I did homeschool. So one of the reasons I did homeschool is because it saves you a lot of time. Like, you don't understand how much time it saves you. You basically graduate way earlier than you like normally do. But it also depends on which homeschool program you go into because when I basically did 9th and 10th grade in school. And then I had a friend when I was in 9th grade that she told me that she just didn't want to go to school anymore, that she was just going to do homeschool. She wasn't going to drop out or anything, but she was going to do homeschool. So I started looking into it because it was going super good for her. And I was like, you know what? I wanted to do it for my 11th grade or 10 or 12. And then she was like, yeah, it's going great for me. You should really look into it. And that's what I did. So it was going super good for her. So I started looking into it. And when I started looking into it, the shootings in the school, basically, I don't know how to explain it. You know how recently, well, not recently, like a year ago or so, there's been a lot of shootings in school, like a lot, like to the point where it was like shootings like every 3 months or something like that. And it was really scary. And it got to a point where in my school, personally, there was a shooting. Not a shooting, but there was a threat. My school was threatened and my dad had to go pick me up, and it was super scary. My family was really scared for me. So my mom was like, you know what, I might try to find like something that you can do that is not in school. So I had in mind homeschool. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna tell her about it. So I talked to my mom about homeschool. And she was like, yeah, I think that's a good idea because my whole family was scared for me to go to school and stuff. So that's what I did. I did homeschool. There's different programs that you can enter with homeschool. There's the one I entered was Penn Foster, and that's the one that helped me a lot. I have a friend that she texts me sometimes and she says it's terrible, that the homeschool that she did was terrible. There's different programs, and the program that she joined was really bad, that she thinks she's not gonna be able to graduate in the amount of time that she was gonna be able to graduate in school. So let's say in school she was gonna graduate in 2021. By doing homeschool, she's probably gonna graduate in 2022 because it was so hard. So it depends also on the programs that you do. The ones that I picked was Penn Foster. The only thing bad, well, there's a lot of things bad, but in that program, one of the things that were bad was the money. So money wise, you did have to pay. I paid $1,000. Well, I ended up paying a little less, but $1,000 was the amount to start. And that amount, I think it was the whole high school. So if you did 9th, 10th in school, or 9th in school like I did 9th and 10th, you basically lost those 2 years in the payment, because the payment was you pay $1,000 and it takes care of the 4 years of high school. So basically you do 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th in homeschool, and you just pay $1,000. So it was good, you know, it wasn't bad. But for 2 years, you were basically paying $500 for 2 years of high school. And then I was like, what? So I was really scared. I mean, I didn't know if I should do it or not, because I was like, I'm gonna be wasting a lot of money, and that's not good. So there was another shooting and another threat, and my mom got really scared, and she was like, you know what, next year you're definitely doing homeschool. So she paid it between my dad and my mom. They both paid it, and that's how I did it. So that's one of the reasons I did homeschool. It saves you a lot of time. The shootings in school are terrible, so that's one of the reasons. And another one was I didn't like school. Not that I didn't like school, but I didn't like any school. Like, it's not because of the, I don't know what it was with me, but I switched schools, like between my elementary, my middle school and my high school. I switched schools many times, like many times. I think I was like in, I don't know, like 4 different schools or something like that, because I didn't like any school. Like, I would switch and then I would switch again because I didn't like the school. And it got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do homeschool. So basically, my experience was I did 9th and 10th grade in high school, and then I did homeschool. So how homeschool works basically is you go into a program, or you sign up to a program. You leave school, obviously, and then you sign up to this program, which the one I did was Penn Foster, and you sign up to that program, and that program requires all the classes that you didn't take in high school. They put it in like a chart, and you have to complete them, not in a certain time or nothing. You complete them on your own time, and then it puts your classes like in a chart, and then you know classes you did in high school or classes you didn't do in high school. And then the classes that you already did, like, so in high school, it requires, I think, 2 languages. For high school, it requires 2 languages, and in this program you didn't have to do a language. Like, it wasn't a requirement for graduation or nothing. But in high school, yes. So that's one of the pros. Another pro is it raises your GPA to the max. Let me tell you how in school, I think I when I finished high school, in school, I finished with a 2.5 or something. And in high school, when I got into the program, I started doing all my classworks and stuff, and I raised it to, when I graduated, I raised it to a 3.4. So it's a really good thing. That's a really good thing. Also, you graduate early. Basically, my homeschool experience, I signed up to the program, and 5 months later, 5 months was it? Like 5 months or so, something like that. In less than a year, I did my 2 years in high school. My 2 years in high school that I needed. So I needed 11th and 12th. And in a couple of, I don't even remember how long was it, but in a couple of months, I did my 2 years of high school, which was a really, really good benefit. I graduated way earlier than every other student. So right now, kids in my school are still asking me, oh my God, like, how did you graduate so early? And yes, I did homeschool, and that's how it worked. Also, another benefit with homeschooling is you're literally working at your own time. You're doing your schoolwork at your own time. So you're in your bed, you wake up at whatever time you want, and then you basically, let's say you wake up at, I don't know, 10 or 11. You eat breakfast and you do your schoolwork. It's not even a requirement that you have to complete during the day. You have, like, okay, let's say you have they give you your schoolwork the things that you have to complete to graduate. Like, they give you everything you have to complete to graduate, and you do everything you have to do at your own time. So you can graduate. Yes, you can graduate 3-4 years later if you want. If you leave it, they don't even care. It's not even that big. But if you want to do it quick and graduate early, you do it fast. You do it like you do at least 4 hours a day. And 4 hours a day is not even that much, because in school you're literally doing 8 hours a day. And plus, it saves you time because of the electives. When you do this program, you have no electives. So you have no dance, no arts, no gym, no nothing. It's just your schoolwork. It's just what you need to do to graduate, your requirements for graduation, which is, let's say, geometry, algebra 2, calculus, all those things that you have to do. You have a time to do. You don't have a time to do it. They just put it there and you do it whenever you want, you know? But of course, it's on steps. So let's say you're starting from 0. No, let's say, like, I'm gonna tell you how I did it in my experience. So basically, when I graduated high school, in 9th grade I did pre-algebra. Then 10th grade I did geometry. And then I needed the other two, then I needed algebra 2 and calculus, or whatever they were gonna give me for 12th grade. And that's what I did. I ended with geometry in school, and then I started with algebra 2 in homeschool. That's how it is. So you get a little lesson. They give you like a little lesson, and then that lesson, I'm sorry. They give you like a little lesson, and that lesson you read it, you go over the vocabulary, you write notes or whatever, and then they give you like a couple of questions on the bottom, like, let's say, I don't know, like 10 or something questions. It's just in that. So you will get a couple of questions. Yes, you'll complete those questions, and when you're done there, you pass to the next thing. And it's just like a book. So you read, answer, then you will get an assignment with like a lot of questions, let's say 30 questions. I don't think it was graded. I think the only thing that was graded was the test. Oh, and in this program, there's no final test. There's no the final test that you do at the end of the year, there's no test of those. It's just final test that you learn. So basically, you learn a lesson, you do a test, and the test is the one that counts. They give you the test or whatever. You study the vocabulary, study everything that you learned in the thing, and then you do your test. And that's the good thing. You just do your test, and if you don't pass the test, they also give you, like, you can redo it. I think it's like 3 times. You can redo the exam, and then you can pass it, you know. By the time that you do it the 3rd time, I'm pretty sure you're gonna pass it. So that's a really good thing that I had. So basically, you're comfortable in your house, you work on your own time, you wake up. I would wake up around 11, eat breakfast, and then do my thing. So I would do at least 2 hours a day. 2 hours Monday, 2 hours Tuesday, 2 hours Wednesday, and Friday I would just, like, you know, leave it. Also, it's really good because if your family has any emergency or something, you can just go. You don't have to be in school, and they don't have to pick you up early or nothing like that. So that's a really good thing. It doesn't affect you in college at all. I would recommend you, if you are thinking about doing homeschool, I would recommend you to go to your college, the college that you want to go to, and ask if they accept homeschool kids. And then if they do, then you're good and you can start your thing and normal. And then they also give you your diploma as well. Like, if you were in school, it just comes from another place. So I live here in Miami, and the program was in Pennsylvania. So in Pennsylvania, they give you when you're done with everything, they give you your diploma. Like, you order, when you're done, you order, and it comes in like 3 weeks. And then your diploma will say, mine says Shirley Herrera, graduated from this and this school, which is what they're called, Penn Foster, Pennsylvania. And you're good. That's it. That's all. Everything you need, a job or anything, that diploma is good. So it could be used. It's not gonna be a problem when you go to college. So that's a good thing. Also, another good thing is you spend time with your family. But you don't have time, you're not in school with kids like your age and stuff. but you spend more time with your family at home. You're chill in your house, you know, you have no exams. There's no bullying, because you know how in school there's a lot of bullying. There's no bullying. You're just good there in your house. No bullying. The bad thing is that you don't interact with people your age, so you basically don't have friends, because I mean, who are you gonna have friends with? You're on your own, and that's the only bad thing, I think, because you don't have friends. Like, you don't talk to anybody. That's the only bad thing. And that side, and the side of the friends and stuff, you don't have any friends because you're on your own. There's no fighting as well, because you don't have any problem with any other kids because you're on your own. So you don't have a problem with any other kids. You don't have friends. There's no bullying, no fighting, nothing, you know. Also, another good thing is you don't have to support any, you know, bad teachers, which there's a lot in high school or middle school, or I don't know, wherever you're at. There's a lot of bad teachers that we don't like, that we're like, oh my gosh, she's so annoying, or this and this. And that's another good thing, that you save your time from that woman or that man. There's cons too as well. Just like in anything, there's cons. So the cons are you learning on your own. You're learning on your own. So if you're the type of person that you don't learn on your own, so basically, you know how in school they give you homework, or they give you something to study, and you go home and you don't study because you just don't want to, then this program is not going to work for you, because you're learning on your own. So it's up to you to either do it or not, you know. But I feel like it's a good program. So basically, you're learning on your own. It's a good thing and a bad thing, because when you're learning on your own, let's say you don't understand something, you could just have a personal tutor, pay a personal tutor, and then you ask that personal tutor about, you know, the things that you don't understand, and the things you do understand, you're good. But the things that you don't understand, you just ask your personal tutor. And I think you'll learn things better when you're on your own, because and with a personal tutor, because you don't have to be embarrassed to ask a question that you don't get because of the students, or you don't have to be embarrassed to do this or that, or, you know, it's a personal tutor is a really good option too, because it's just you and him, or her, you know. It's just gonna be you and her, and you ask her any questions that you don't get, and she's not gonna blow up on you like in school, because in school, when you don't know something, you know how teachers blow up and stuff. They're not gonna blow up on you, because it's just you and that person. If you get like a personal tutor just for you, because I think there's some personal tutors which they have like a couple of students, but either way, it's just a couple of students. It's not gonna like a classroom or nothing. The other con is that you have to pay. My friend did one that she didn't have to pay at all, and that's the one that I'm telling you, that she thinks that she's not able to graduate in the amount of time that she would be able to graduate in school. So she didn't pay nothing. I think she did a virtual school something, and that's the one that she didn't have to pay nothing. And she says it's terrible. So I feel like the more you pay, the better it is. There's many different ones, but thank God I got the one that you had to pay, yes, but it's really good. You graduate way earlier, and it's way easier. The cons for the one that is mostly gonna affect you is senior year, because the senior year is the most funnest year in school, because you have prom, graduation, many trips in school, and this and that. So yes, that's the bad thing. But if you're like in 10th or 11th or something, you basically don't have anything. You just have trips at the end of the year. It depends. So the only thing that would affect you is senior year, which is prom. You don't have prom, you don't have graduation, even though, because in this program you do have graduation. For me, I graduated, right? And then in June they do like a little graduation. They invite every student that is in homeschool that graduates that year, and they do graduation. If you live wherever you live, they pay your trip. They pay your trip. They pay your flight, and they pay your flight back from wherever you are to Pennsylvania, wherever the graduation is in. They pay your flight, you go, and that's it. But I don't remember if it's you and another person, or they just pay for you and your parents could pay on their own. I don't know how it works, because I wasn't interested, because I didn't want to travel to Pennsylvania because of the virus there is now. I'm not gonna be able to travel, and then I'm not gonna do that. So I don't really know about that, but I know they do have graduation and they do pay for your trip. So yes, they do have graduation. So basically the only thing you're missing out on is school trips, prom, any school events they do. Yeah, that's all. And the cons are you're not interacting with anybody. So you're not interacting with no kids at all. You're just on your own, unless you have friends, like, I don't know, you're in a club or you're in a dance studio, or I don't know, you do something else. You do have friends, because that's a whole different thing. But school friends you're not gonna be able to have because you're not in school. That's the only bad thing. What other thing I wanted to mention? I think that's all. I think that's all about homeschooling and everything. But I feel like it's a super duper great program. There's many pros that is gonna be super good for you and beneficial. So I feel like homeschooling is really an option for kids that don't like school, or kids that are getting bullied in school or anything like that. I feel like it's a really good option, and I would really reconsider it if I was in your situation, like bullying, or you don't like school or something like that. I would really consider homeschool, and I would really look into it, because I feel like it's a really good option. And if you really want to graduate early, like if you have all your credits and you want to graduate early, homeschooling is a really good option, because basically I graduated in less than a year. I did my 2 years of high school, the ones that I was missing. I did my 2 years in less than a year, so you're good. Like, so yeah, you do your stuff and as fast as possible, and you're good. And that's the reason you graduate early, because since there's no electives, and in school you waste a lot of time in electives, because let's say in my high school I would have 4 electives. What's 4 electives? Each class was like an hour and 30 minutes or 2 hours. You're literally missing a whole entire day, 8 hours of school. You're missing a whole entire 8 days of, because in when you have, in my high school I would have 2 electives one day and 2 electives the other. So let's say I had dance and gym and arts and drama. Those are electives that you're not gonna need. Like, that's not like, you're not learning anything. With dancing, you're not learning anything. It's not like something like reading and math or science or like important subjects. Electives are like whatever, you know. I feel like that's the reason you graduate early, because you have no electives. It's just your school stuff, and then you're on your own. Like, you do your own thing and your own time. It's really good. I would really reconsider it. I mean, if I would ever be born again, I would do homeschool for sure. There's many things that are really good and beneficial. If you want to have friends in school and you want to interact with kids and go on trips and stuff, then it's not good for you. But if you want to graduate early and stuff, as I said before, it's really good for you. So yeah, I think this is gonna be the end of my video, and I feel like I explained everything. If you have any questions, just comment down below and I'll make sure to answer your question. But I feel like I covered everything. So if you did understand something, make sure to comment down in the section where you did understand, so I could have explained a little better your doubt. And yeah, I think this is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, one more thing. The SAT. To enter college, you need to do the SAT, which in this program they don't have. So you would basically have to go home, and the SAT is the final test that you need to do to enter college. The SAT is a problem with homeschooling, because they don't, basically what you learned in homeschool is the final test of the SAT, which is basically what you learned in the whole high school. It's gonna be the SAT. And you know how in high school they require the SAT in a certain points for you to graduate. If not, you don't graduate. Well, in homeschool they don't have that. In homeschool there's no requirements to graduation. It's just complete what you have to do and get the points that you need and you're good. It doesn't, you don't need to have, I don't think you need to have like a certain GPA or absolutely no test to graduate. There's no final test. It's just you do your thing, finish it off with good points and you're good. When you're finished with everything, if you have a low GPA and you want to raise it, you can redo your test. So it's a really good option. But the SAT is the what really shocked me, because the SAT, I didn't know I had to do the SAT to enter college. So I finished off and I was like, you know what, we're good. I don't have any more tests to do. But then I went to college and I was like, yeah, I have my diploma right here. And they're like, okay, but the SAT. And then I'm like, wait, what? So then, yes, you do have to do the SAT to enter college. So what I'm doing right now is studying for the SAT so I could get a good point to enter the college that I want to do. I have my graduation. I have my diploma. I just need the SAT points. So that's the only bad thing. You have to study on your own for the SAT, and you have to look up online like a couple of stuff, because I don't know, I think in high school they do prepare you for the SAT a little more, but in this program they really don't. It's just what you learned in high school. And yeah, that's all. Hope you guys kind of know how homeschooling works and kind of the idea of it. And yeah, I think that's the end of my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I think it was a lot of talking, but it's fine. Thank you guys for watching, and see you on my next video. Stay tuned for many other videos I'll be doing. I want to be doing another prank, because I know you guys like pranks, so I'm gonna be doing another prank for sure. And yeah, stay tuned. Hope you guys liked it. Bye.